Good evening. Mary Jane Veloso, who is on death row in Indonesia over drug charges, says she is elated to be returning home to the Philippines. In a written statement read by Prison Warden Evie Loliansi on Thursday, November 21, Veloso says she is elated at the chance to come back home as she thanks those involved in efforts for her return. According to Veloso, she would utilize skills she learned in prison, including local cloth dyeing techniques, to earn money for herself and her family. President Bongbong Marcos earlier announced Veloso would be handed over to Manila after years of negotiations. Indonesia's Law and Human Rights Minister Yusril Ija Mahendra said Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto approved the transfer, which is expected to happen next month. Veloso was arrested in Indonesia in 2010 carrying a suitcase lined with 2.6 kilograms of heroin and later sentenced to death by firing squad. Veloso's family maintained that she was deceived into signing up for a non-existent job abroad as a domestic worker and was not aware the suitcase given to her by the recruiter contained hidden drugs. Her case sparked uproar in the Philippines, with her family and supporters saying Veloso was innocent and was set up by an international drug syndicate. In 2015, Veloso's execution was delayed after a woman suspected of recruiting her was arrested and put on trial for human trafficking in a case in which Veloso was named as a prosecution witness. Chinese spies entered the Philippines through Philippine offshore gaming operators, according to Senator Risa Hontiveros. At the kapihan sa Senado Forum, Hontiveros confirms receiving new information about the presence of Chinese spies in the Philippines. She vows to disclose the information on November 26 during the last hearing of the Senate Committee on Women, Children, and Family Relations and Gender Equality. According to Hontiveros, the panel will wrap up all loose ends at the last hearing on the illegal activities of Pogos and dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Go.
May bagong impormasyon po tayong nakalap, lalo na sa pagkakaroon ng mga espiya ng China dito sa Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng mga Pogo. Kaya sa next hearing, ilalahad po natin yung mga reforma sa batas na kailangang isulong dito sa Senado dahil sa napakaraming irregularidad at policy gaps na nakita natin sa pagkalat ng Pogo at ng mga kaakibat nitong krimen.
Hontiveros also raised concern about the policy gaps involving President Bongbong Marcos' Executive Order 74 banning Pogos. During his third State of the Nation address in July, Marcos announced the Pogo ban, ordering the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation to wind down and cease Pogo operations by the end of the year. In May, Hontiveros was the first to raise the possibility that Go was a Chinese spy, noting inconsistencies in the public records pertaining to the dismissed mayor's identity that went unchecked when she ran for local public office. Senator Risa Hontiveros reveals that some government officials are allegedly coaching illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators to conceal their activities as business process outsourcing firms. During the kapihan sa Senado Forum on Thursday, November 21, Hontiveros says she received information that there are government officials who advise Pogos to mask their operations despite the ban order of President Bongbong Marcos. However, Hontiveros could not give names of the allegedly involved government officials, noting that the confidential tip that her office received did not include such specifics.
Wala po kasing naibigay sa aming pangalan talaga. Yun lamang fenomeno na yun na, mayroong mga opisyal, pati government officials di umano, na sila mismo nagpapayo sa mga Pogo operators na lumusot sa ganoong paraan. Pero, pinablicize ko na kaagad para mag-serve ng warning. Kung totoo yan, at alam nila kung sino sila, tigilin nila yan.
If reports of these government officials coaching Pogos are proven, Hontiveros says they must be held accountable. The senator likewise says local government units are liable if they fail to detect the operations of Pogos in their jurisdiction, amid reports that some are trying to circumvent the ban by disguising themselves as restaurants and resorts.
may liabilities ang LGUs. At pati po yung DILG o ibang department ay nagbanggit nun sa isang hearing na naglulook forward sila sa mga pag-amyenda sa Local Government Code para mabigyan ng mas malakas, malinaw na mas malakas na kapangyarihan ang DILG o ang LGUs mismo na tukuyin, investigahan at kung mapatunayang may sala, disiplinahin yung mga local government officials.
The reported death toll from the onslaught of 3 recent tropical cyclones that hit the Philippines rose to 12, according to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. In its report on Thursday, November 21, the NDRRMC says it has only validated 5 of the 12 deaths due to cyclones Nika, Ofel, and Pepito. The agency says the reported deaths came from its offices in Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, and the Cordillera Administrative Region. The NDRRMC also says it received reports about 16 people injured and 4 people missing as the cyclones caused massive devastation to areas along its path. The latest NDRRMC tally likewise shows that Nika, Ofel, and Pepito affected 3.5 million people or more than 930,000 families. Some 300,000 are staying in evacuation centers nationwide, while at least 120,000 are seeking shelter elsewhere. The estimated cost of damage to infrastructure reached about 2 billion pesos, while damage to agriculture was estimated around 29 billion pesos. According to the agency, cities placed under a state of calamity stands at 29 as of November 21. The 3 back-to-back storms battered the country this November and left a trail of destruction, especially in northern Luzon. The Sandiganbayan approves the compromise agreement between the Presidential Commission on Good Government and the heirs of an alleged crony of the late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. concerning purported ill-gotten wealth and properties. In a resolution dated November 19, the AntiGraft Court's Second Division grants the joint omnibus motion filed by the Presidential Commission on Good Government and the heirs of Roman Cruz Jr. dated October 25, 2024. The late Cruz was the chair and general manager of the government service insurance system during the Marcos dictatorship. The joint omnibus motion is with regard to the parties' compromise agreement stipulating, among others, the turnover of several properties, shares of stocks, and an escrow account registered in Cruz's name to the government. In return, the Presidential Commission on Good Government agreed to no longer file or pursue civil cases against the other party. The Sandiganbayan says it found the provisions in the compromise agreement not contrary to law, morals, or public policy. In approving the compromise agreement, the AntiGraft Court directs relevant agencies and offices to transfer the titles of the properties to the government. It also dismisses the instant case against the heirs of Cruz. In October, the Sandiganbayan dismissed a 276 million peso civil case against the estate of Marcos Sr., in which the former first couple was accused of using Cruz, their alleged associate, in purchasing parcels of land, supposedly through ill-gotten wealth. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.